everyone, and welcome to Gambling on Hockey on the Parlay Network, Canada's sports betting network. I am your host, still Celine Trimarchi, alongside my co-host Luca Rosano. Luca, we did good last night. We went 4 for 4. How happy are you?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was an incredible day of NHL betting. I think I went 3 for 4 though, because
Did
because
you?
we had the one difference. That's right,
What was
I
the one
believe.
difference? I forgot.
I think we went 3 for 4, Celine. I think that might be. Let me see.
Oh,
I'm looking at the games right here. Yeah, Predators 6-3, Avalanche 3-2, Wild 3-0. Oh, the Bruins Canadians. So who did you have in that one? We had the Bruins,
we had the
right?
Bruins, yeah.
Yeah, so they only won by. They have to win by 2.
Oh,
Remember,
they won
minus
in
1.5 means they have to win
overtime.
by 2. So
You're
we went 3 for
right.
4. So I had to spoil the parade for you. Yeah, so if they win by 1, you don't win. They gotta win by at least 2 goals. So that counts as a loss for us. So yeah, we actually went 3 of 4.
Wow, I'm sad. I saw they won and I was like, yeah, you won it. But yeah, I guess not. It's okay. Today's a new day. We have 10 games in the NHL. I believe 10. There's so many. 11, actually. There's 11 games
A
going
lot.
on in the NHL tonight. Yeah, it's a packed night. So hopefully we can at least get maybe 6 for 11. That would be lovely. So let's just start off right into it because this is going to be quite a long show. So the
Yeah.
Rangers, yeah. So the Rangers seek their 9th straight series win over the New Jersey Devils as they travel to New Jersey. Luca, who are you taking in this one? New York Rangers are the favorite here.
Yeah, and rightfully so. New Jersey's been struggling. They haven't been great. I'm gonna go with the Rangers here. I think this is gonna be a fantastic showdown between these two teams. The Rangers, they've actually won their last 8 battles against New
Mm-hmm.
Jersey, so they have dominated the series dating back to last March. And New Jersey struggles in the defensive area, and I think that's an area where the Rangers have improved. They
Mm-hmm.
got the offensive talent and they are heavily favored here for a reason. So yeah, I am confident the Rangers will win this game by at least 2 goals. So I will go with the Rangers. There's going to be an interesting crowd tonight, a mixed crowd, if you will. A lot of Rangers fans are obviously going to make the trip. So yeah, it's going to be not your typical home ice advantage for New Jersey. So yeah, give me the Rangers minus 1.5.
It's funny. Out of all the games tonight, they are the only away team that are the favorite. Everyone else is the home team. They are the favorite. So that's really interesting. But I'm going to take the New York Rangers as well on this one. I mean, like you just said, they won. It's 8-0 for their last 8 matchups between the New York Rangers and the New Jersey Devils. So, I mean, if that's not a stat that you really want to bet on, then I don't know what I can really tell you there. And the New Jersey Devils, I mean, they're coming. Their next 3 games are they're playing playoff contender teams. There's the Rangers like going on tonight, and then Toronto, and then Washington. So they have like a hard next few games ahead of them, and they're coming off of 3 straight losses. I mean, a 6-3 string of losses. Actually, all 3 games were lost 6-3 on their Western swing, and they allowed 18 of 40 shots in the third. So I mean, playing against the New York Rangers, I feel like the Rangers' offensive power is really going to kick the knot into the New Jersey Devils, and they're going to come out with the win here. Next game, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh and Columbus. So Pittsburgh hosts CBJ, Columbus Blue Jackets, tonight. Pittsburgh is the favorite here. If you're putting money down on this game, who are you taking?
Yeah, I think it's hard not to take the Penguins here. They've won 4 of their last 5 games and 3 of their last 4 games at home. They've been rolling offensively, scoring 3 or more goals in 4 of their last 5 games. The Blue Jackets, however, though they are playing well, but they have lost 3 of their last 4 road games, and they're struggling defensively. They've given up actually 14 goals over the last 4 road games, which is not the type of number you want to see, especially against such a talented Pens team at home. So the Pens, alternatively, are really good defensively. They gave up 11 goals in their last 5 games. So I expect this game to be a game where the Blue Jackets struggle offensively and they won't be able to keep up with the Penguins in that respect. So yeah, give me the Pens minus 1.5.
I feel like this is going to be a game too against the goalies. Because in net for Columbus, we have Jonas Corpizalo, who is an 878 save percentage. And then we have Tristan Jarry for Pittsburgh, who's at 922 his save percentage. So I feel like Pittsburgh's going to pull away with the win here tonight. And plus, Pittsburgh, in my opinion, has more offensive power than Columbus. So they're going to be able to put pucks deep in the net behind Corpizalo. So I'm taking Pittsburgh as the favorite as well. So the Blues, they look to bounce back in Washington after dropping their last three. So this is going to be quite a fun matchup. If you had to put money down on this game, are you taking St. Louis or are you going to take Washington?
It's hard to bet against the Capitals right now. They've been playing really well. They've been a great cash in terms of like an underdog bet.
Mhm.
Like it seems like this team's been plus 1.5 the last couple times we covered them, but now they're the favorites at home. For as well as they're playing, though, I'm actually going to side with the Blues here. They've been a strange team. This is a team that rises to the occasion when they play good teams, and then they struggle against lesser teams. So that's a classic case of playing to your competition. And you look at the Capitals, for as good as they've been kind of the road warriors of the season. They've actually struggled at home, only winning just 3 times in their
Mhm.
last 10 games at Capital One Arena. So I think this is going to be a very close game. So I'm going to go with the Blues here plus 1.5. I think they'll have a chance to win, or at the very least lose by at least one.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with St. Louis here as well. I mean, yes, today they're without Vladimir Tarasenko due to an illness, and he's been a really solid player for the team. 20 goals, 34 assists, 54 points, and they are also without Robert Thompson, who is suffering an upper body injury, and he has 48 points on the season. But I mean, even with those two players out, you still have a solid lineup for us, the St. Louis Blues. I mean, there's David Perron, who has 10 points in his last 5 games, and 8 of them have been goals. And also Jordan Kyrou, who's also been unstoppable to 60 points. He's the team leader for the Blues when it comes to points. And the last meeting between St. Louis and Washington, St. Louis beat Washington 5-1. So if I'm putting my money down on this game, I'm going to take St. Louis, but I'm also going to take them on the over. The over is 6, and I feel like Washington can still come up strong against St. Louis and get pucks deep too. So I'm going to take St. Louis, but I'm also going to take the over on that one as well. The Hurricanes, they're on their season worst 4 game slide, and they look to break it against Tampa Bay. So who are you taking in this game?
I mean, we're getting a goal and a half. I feel like you have to take Tampa in this spot. They're a really good team. You're getting some breathing room here. As you mentioned, the Hurricanes coming in on a bit of a slide. And also, Tampa Bay, they've been a great road team. 6-1 in the past 7 meetings between these two teams is the road team. And then 6 of their last 9 meetings have been decided by 1 goal. So that tells me this is going to be a very tight game. Both these teams are very good. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Tampa. I think there's a lot of value here that you are getting that goal and a half, and they are coming in as an underdog against a struggling team right now.
Yeah, and Carolina is definitely struggling. I mean, they dropped their last 2 meetings at home against two solid teams, Washington and the Rangers. So I
Yeah.
think Tampa certainly has the advantage heading into tonight's game, and they also have 10 plus 30 point holders. So they are a solid team, and I feel like they're going to come out strong with the win tonight. So I'm taking Tampa as well. Philly. Will finally get to play Detroit after their last meeting got postponed. And tonight, they're also without their captain again for the second time after he got traded to the Florida Panthers. So if you're putting money down on this game, we sticking with Detroit because oddly enough, Detroit's the favorite here for some
Yeah,
reason, which,
crazy.
yeah, kind of shocked me on that one. So are you going to stick with Detroit or are you going to go with the underdog, who I believe should be the favorite?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Detroit. I agree with this line just because Philly is struggling right now. Like they are, they have not been playing well. They
Hmm.
rank 31st in goals against per game. They're 17th in shots per game, 24th in goals per game. So this is a team that's not been playing up to par, and they just traded away one of their best players, like you
Yeah.
mentioned, Claude Giroux, going to the Florida Panthers. Big get for the Panthers as they
Hmm.
rev up for the playoffs. Yeah, so I'm actually gonna lay the points here with Detroit on the puck line. You look at Detroit, they have the offensive talent, the young talent that could go off at any time. You look at Dylan Larkin, he leads the Wings with 59 points. Lucas Raymond's in second in points, third in goals, and tied for second in assists among all rookies in the league. So I think yeah, it's weird to see Detroit favorite here, but I think they could come away with a nice spot against a Philly team that's kind of going the other way right now. So yeah, I like the Red Wings actually -1.5 to win this game by at least 2 goals.
You know what? I'm gonna put my money down on Philadelphia for this game here. I mean, I feel like without Claude Giroux, the team knows they need to step it up. And last night they did end up winning their game, I believe, on Monday. And Owen Tippett, he almost got a goal on his first game with the Philadelphia Flyers, and he was obviously within that trade from Florida to Philadelphia. And Philly starts their 5 game road trip, so I believe that Philly's going to come up strong with this just because that presence on the ice is no longer there. They just all know they need to really step it up. And Detroit's last game against Seattle, okay, 4-2 loss, and Seattle outshot them 16-6 in the first period, and they allowed 4 goals, 4 third period goals against Seattle. So I don't know if I would take Detroit on this one, but I mean, tweet your own. If that's who you want to pick, that's who you pick. But for me, I'm taking the Philadelphia Flyers. Next game, the Ottawa Senators are traveling to New York to take on the Islanders. Ottawa, obviously, not in a playoff spot at all. Who are you taking on this one? Are you going to stick with the Isles, or are you going to go with the Senators on this one? The Isles are the favorite here.
Yeah, it might be a bit of a surprise pick for me, but I'm actually going to go with the underdog here with the Sens +1.5. Here's the reason why. I think the Islanders are going to have a little bit of a fatigue factor here, and Ottawa could catch them napping. They've played 4 games in 6 nights, and they were worn down in Sunday's loss to the Flyers. So I think this is going to be a tough spot for them. And I feel like the Senators could play a more defensive style game here. So yeah, I expect a close game in this one, and I could see the Senators having a chance to win this. So this would be like my hot take upset pick of the
Okay.
night. 'Cause, yeah, the Isles are obviously significant favorites and rightfully so. But yeah, give me the Sens in the spot. I'm going with the Canadian team,
That's
even
your
though they're 22-35-3. They could stun the Isles, who will be at home here.
It's okay. This really reminds me of your pick when I think it was you chose the Arizona Coyotes over the
Yeah.
Colorado Avalanche, but they did end up winning, if I'm not mistaken. So that was an interesting night. But for this game, I'm gonna stick with the New York Islanders. I mean, I'm gonna take another favorite again. They're only 19 points. Well, 19 sounds like a lot. Behind Washington for a wild card spot. But I mean, I feel like this is the time when they know they really got to step it up, and they're 6-2-1 in their last 9 games. So they're getting back on track. So if I had to put my money down on this game, I'm just going to take the Isles because I know Ottawa, there's no chance they're making it. But I mean, they could still put up a good game tonight, but I feel like their issue is more so they know they kind of need to start their rebuild. So I'm putting down my money for the New York Islanders. Vegas. Okay, so Vegas clearly taking the heat from their injured roster after they suffered a 3-0 loss to Minnesota. Tonight they're in Winnipeg, another solid team. Who are you taking tonight? The Vegas Golden Knights, or are you going to take the Winnipeg Jets?
Yeah, this time I'm going with the favorite. I think this is going to be all Winnipeg tonight. I like them in this spot. I think Vegas, they're on the back end of a road game. So, like, they've been playing consecutive games on the road. There's going to be a fatigue factor there. Also, the Jets have been playing well offensively lately. So, that's really good to see. They've scored 3 or more goals in 6 of their last 10 games. Kyle Connor leads the team with 77 points on the season, and he scored 1 goal in 7 of his last 9 games. So looking for player props here. Expect Kyle Connor to rack up some points. And the Golden Knights, I mean, they've struggled on the road
Mhm.
lately, 0-6 in their last 6 road games. So it's not going to be an easy time here in Winnipeg as they got to go all the way back to Canada to play this Jets team. So yeah, give me the Jets -1.5.
Yeah, I'm taking the Jets as well. I mean, they're 6-3-1 in their last 10, and they just beat the Chicago Blackhawks in a dominant 6-4 win. In Vegas, yeah, completely injured. For 6 game road losing streak. So it's a rough time to be a Vegas Golden Knights fan. After I'm pretty sure everybody thought that this year they would gun it again for the playoffs, but it's kind of shaky. So and a lot of the injured players on that team they're not going to be back even in time for playoffs. Only like a couple of them I've been reading are might come back. A lot of them are going to
Yeah,
be out for like a while, longer than a month. So it's going to be hard for the Vegas Golden Knights to get back on track. And they've been outscored at 26-11 during that 6-game losing streak. And their last game against Winnipeg, they lost 7-3. So I'm
crazy.
taking, yes, that was a big loss. So I'm going to take a Winnipeg on this one. I feel like they're going to come out strong in this game, and I'm going to take them as the favorite. So Edmonton, they're looking to carry their hot streak into Dallas. Are they going to come up strong, or are they going to fall flat on their face? Luca, who are you taking?
I gotta go with the Oilers here. I mean, you're getting great value. They are the underdog. I feel like you have to take them, especially on this run that they've been on. They have a per game scoring differential of 0.26, and even when they're playing on the road, they're winning games by an average margin of 0.29 goals. So heading into this game, Oilers have won their last 5 games. They're playing great hockey right
Yeah.
now, and during that stretch, they scored 27 goals. So this is a team that can fill it up. And you look at Dallas here; they're a great team, obviously, but they're gonna be challenged here a bit. And you know, I like Edmonton to pull off actually the road win here in Dallas. You're getting great value, so yeah, I like Edmonton to show up here against a Stars team that will be a little bit humble tonight. So yeah, give me Edmonton.
Yeah, I'm taking Edmonton as well. Dallas, they just haven't really been, or they haven't shown to me to be consistent, and they haven't even won back-to-back games since the beginning of March. So it's been a few weeks where they haven't been able to pull that off. And Edmonton has been fairly strong. I mean, they're 12-5-2 since Jay Woodcroft took over, and they're third in the Pacific with 75 points. So this is the time when they know they gotta keep up with the wins so they can gun it higher for a higher position in the playoffs. Next team. Well, we're coming down to the wire here. There's only 2 more games left that we got to cover. Seattle and Arizona. Now, they're tied for fewest points in the NHL Western Conference, and they will face off tonight. Obviously, Seattle's going to be without their captain, Mark Giordano, because hello, Toronto took him. So, Luca, who are you taking tonight, Seattle or Arizona?
So I'm actually gonna go with Arizona. This is gonna be a stinker of a game. I advise people not to bet on this one because you
Yeah.
just don't know what's gonna happen.
Uh,
Like this is one where I personally would not bet on just because like whenever you have 2 bad teams going head to head, you never know what's gonna happen. But I'm gonna go with Zona because they're 2-0 so far against this team. They won 5-4 in early November, and then they followed that up with a 5-2 victory on February 9th. So Seattle they are going to be coming in fresh, which I am afraid of. But I mean, they're tied for the fewest road wins in the NHL with 8. That is terrible. And Arizona, though, is tied for the fewest wins at home in the league at 9. So pick your poison in this matchup. I'm just going to go with Arizona because I feel like the Kraken are far worse than they are right now. And that's saying something. So yeah, give me Arizona -1.5.
Luca, you just missed the biggest pun you could have said. The Kraken are just Kraken. That's it.
I leave the punch for you. I'm not that witty.
I know, I'm so annoying like that, but it's so fun. Yeah, you know what? Out of all the games, this game I didn't even want to touch on. I was just like, I don't even want to bet on this game either. Because like you were saying, it could go both ways. Like you don't necessarily know who's gonna win here, but if I were to bet on it, I would just take Arizona as well. I feel like they have the
Yeah.
advantage over Seattle, and I really do believe that because they lost their captain Mark Giordano, it's really going to take a hit for the team. Because I mean, when any team loses their captain, just like the Philadelphia Flyers, although they've been playing like well since they lost Claude Giroux, but I feel like Seattle's going to take a beating to this, and they're in the spot where they need to figure out their team as well. So I'm going to take the Arizona Coyotes on this one. And the last game, the high-scoring Predators take on the injured LA Kings, another team that's riddled with injuries. So if you're going to bet on this game, are you taking Nashville or LA? It should be noted that LA is the favorite here, which that kind of shocked me as well, Luca.
Yeah, it did, and I think there's actually one more game after this we gotta get to, Sharks and Flames, but we'll first get into this one. So, Predators are, underdogs here, so yeah, I'm gonna take the Preds. I'm gonna take the points in this matchup. They actually beat the Kings in both matchups this season, 1 at home and 1 on the road, and they're 5-1 in their last 6 games when facing them in LA. And Nashville is also 4-1 in their past 5 games overall,
Mhm.
4-1 in their past 5 games against the winning team, and they are 5-1 in their past 6 outings against Western Conference opponents. So they have all the numbers backing them up in this one. And then I got one more number for you or stat: 17-7 in the past 24 following a victory. So you're getting points. You got a Preds team coming in hot. I'm gonna ride with that. Give me the Preds plus 1.5.
Yeah, I'm taking the Predators as well on this one. I mean, safe to say, Nashville's healthy and they're on a hot streak, and LA is clearly not. I mean, they're riddled with injuries. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9 players that are injured with the LA Kings. So if you want to take LA, I mean, that's all up to you. But if you want to stick it safe, take the Nashville Predators. I mean, LA, they're 2-3-1 in their last 6. Not a promising record you want to bet on. And Nashville, they won 4 of their last 5. I mean, in their last game, 6-3 road win over Anaheim. And Roman Yossi and Duchesne been unstoppable. I mean, 10-game point streak. And that also is one of the longest streaks in franchise history because they have 4 goals in 7 consecutive games. So that's a really big thing there. So I'm going to take Nashville on this one. And yes, I missed that game. How did I miss it? San Jose Sharks and the Calgary Flames. I mean, I guess that's a game that I don't care about, but it's okay. So Flames welcome the Sharks. If you're going to put money down on this game, who are you taking? Calgary's the favorite here, or are you going to take San Jose?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the favorite. I think this will be a game that you don't have second thoughts about.
Mhm.
Calgary, they've been dominant at home. They've lost
Yeah.
just 5 times at home this season, which is crazy. Although one of those losses did come against the Sharks team. Markstrom will likely be in net, and he did have a rare off night against the Sharks, 4-1, in his only meeting with San Jose this season. So I like the redemption factor. I think he'll be much better between the pipes. And you look at Calgary, they should be able to exploit the Sharks' tendency to end up in the penalty box. So I expect Calgary to capitalize and get some power play goals. The Flames are also 11th in the NHL in power play percentage. And I think they're going to apply pressure in those situations. So I like the Flames to come away with the win here of at least 2 goals or more. I think their stingy defense is also going to give the Sharks a ton of problems. So yeah, I'm going to go with one of the best home teams, if not the very best home team in all of the NHL, Calgary Flames, minus 1.5 against the Sharks.
I'm going to take Calgary as well on this one, despite this stat, which I thought was pretty wild. I mean, their last 14 matchups between the San Jose Sharks and Calgary, San Jose is 11-3.
Wow, that's a
Yeah.
good stat.
Yeah. So, I mean, looking at that, if trends continue that way and San Jose ends up pulling away with the win, I guess we have to just keep betting on that stat there. But I feel like tonight's game is going to go in favor for Calgary. I mean, Calgary begins a 6-game homestand, and like you were saying, they lead the league with wins. So I feel like it shouldn't be a problem for Calgary to come out big with the win here tonight. And also Jacob Markstrom, he's been, yes, he had a rocky game, but he's been on like pretty unstoppable. I mean, he's still holding a solid save percentage at 928, and he suffered 1 regulation loss over the last 17. So if I was to put money on this game, I'm going to take the Calgary Flames as well. Now I believe we covered all the games. So we went from games that start at 7 p.m. all the way down to the last game that starts at 10:30 p.m. But that is it for us today on Gambling on Hockey on the Parlay Network. I am your host, Celine Trimarchi, alongside my co-host, Luca Rosano. Catch us here tomorrow. We'll give an update on our picks and see if we won, and we'll give you our insight into the next batch of games for tomorrow night. Thanks for watching, guys.